Sai Ram. Today I'll be doing a lesson on chords, which is actually a very important part of beautifying the sound of bhajans. I'll give you a brief intro of chords. Now any three keys which sound good together, in its simplest form, any three keys which sound good together is called a chord. Now the easiest chord to play is the C major chord, which is in Western scale C, E, G. You press them down together. This is C major chord. You have a lot of chords. Now I'll just give you a brief intro into this. Now in the Western scale, C is related to 1, which is in the Hindustani scale. White 1 is C. This repeats for all three octaves. First octave, second octave, the third octave. Since the keys are repeating, C, D, E, F, G, A, B will also repeat. So this is C, which is 1. Next one is D, E, which is 3, F, 4, G, 5, A, 6, B, 7. And then the next octave, C again. So now when you play C, E and G together, you get C major chord. One way to easily differentiate between major and minor is usually the major chord usually sounds more happy. It sounds more soulful. So something like this. I'll show you the difference. This is the C major chord. Just listen to the chord. Now this is C minor chord. See how that sounds? This sounds a little more serious. This sounds a little more happy. So that's one way of differentiating between chords, at least at the basic level. Now I'll give you a little brief intro into the Western style so that explaining chords will become easier. This is C. If you go up half a note to the black key, this is called C sharp. This is D, like I explained before. From D you go up a half note, it becomes D sharp. Now I also explained this in my first video, but I just want to repeat this again when I'm teaching chords. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. There's no E sharp, it's called F. So E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Similarly, there is no B sharp, it's called C. Now when you play C, E, G, it's C major, C, E flat. Now D sharp is also called, D sharp is going up. Now E flat is also D sharp, it's another way of saying D sharp. It's like saying this is C, this is C sharp, but this C sharp can also be called D flat. So when you come down by half a note, it is called a flat. When you go up by half a note, it is called a sharp. So I'll keep interchanging this. Just know that they're the same. So D sharp is also called as E flat because it's one note less than E. So C, E, G is called C major chord. C, E flat, G is called the C minor chord. Like that. Now similarly, C, F, G sharp, C sharp, F, G sharp is the C sharp major chord, and C sharp, E, G sharp is the C sharp minor chord. Now I won't spoon feed you on this, but I'll just slowly tell you the majors and minors in the scale. That way you can look it over and just know the sound of what each chord is. So C sharp, F, G sharp is the C minor chord, C sharp minor chord. C sharp, E, G sharp is the C sharp minor chord. Minor, major. See, even here you can make out the happier sounding one, or the more full tone is the major chord, and the little more morbid one, or the sad sounding one, is the minor chord. A good example of what chords have, the effect of chords have on a bhajan is, okay, let me just illustrate this with an example. I'll take raga Yaman, which is I'll just play the first part without any chords, just to show you what chords add to the bhajan. Anandamaya Bhagavan, He Premamaya Bhagavan, Oh Bhagavan, Sai Bhajans, Anandamaya Bhagavan, He Premamaya Bhagavan. The same two lines are played with chords just to show you the effect. See the beauty of playing the chords. Even if you don't know how to play the keys, you can just hold the chord. I'm introducing chords in this lesson because it forms the basis for my next lesson. I'll be taking a lesson on the Yaman Raga, where I kind of guide you through the chords in that raga. An interesting note is that each raga has a set number of chords, at least for the basics part of it. Each raga has a set number of chords. So at least to start off, you can learn those few chords. Now, so I'll just start off with the basics of chords. So this C major, C minor. A good example of C minor is in Shivaranjani, where you have Sa Re Ga Pa Da Sa Sa Da Pa Da Re Sa Nandalala minor. It's very deep. It's very sad. So you can make out that. Okay. So this is C major, C minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, D minor, which is D, F, A, D minor. This is D major, which is D, F sharp, A. D major. One thing you can note is, with any chord, let's say you don't know what chord you're playing, you're holding down 3 keys. If you go up a half note or down a half note, you get either the major or the minor. Like here, this is C major. If I go down 1 half note, you get C minor. If I'm playing C minor, if I go up a half note, which is from black to white, I get C major. This repeats for any chord. So C sharp major if I'm playing, you go down a half note, you get minor. So any half note up or down will give you either major or minor. So this is D major, D minor, D sharp major, which is D sharp, G, A sharp. You go 1 half note less. D sharp minor. So this is D sharp, F sharp, A sharp. Now E. You can make out the difference. So E, G, B is E minor. E, G sharp, B is E major. Now F. F, A, C is F major. F, A flat, which is also called G sharp, but A flat, F, A flat, C is F minor. F major, F minor. G, G, B, Now you can just use the same principles for the sharps like F sharp, G sharp and A sharp. I won't go through all of those. You do that as an exercise, tell me how it goes. If you're not able to find out, I'll tell you how to do it. I'll just tell you all the whole notes. Now I've finished G major, G minor. Now A. So A, C, E is A minor, A, C sharp, E, A major. Now B. This is B major, B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D, F sharp, which is coming down one half note, you get the minor, B minor. So that's just the basics of chords. So now I've finished all of these. If you want, you can rewind the video and go back, see how to play each of these chords. Practice for a while. Once you're comfortable, you can come back to this video. Now I want to talk a little about inverse. Now this, when you play C, E and G, it is called the root position of a chord, because this is the actual notes of the chord. C, E, G forms the full chord. Now when you take out the first key and place it on the other octave C, the same C key, I'm placing it on the other octave, C on the other side. Now when I place it, this is called the first inversion. This is basically the same chord, but you're playing the C on the higher side. This plays a difference when the bhajan transitions to a higher pitch of the same raga. I'll show you examples later when I'm doing the tutorial on Yaman ragas. So this is called the first inversion. You lift the first finger, place it on the other octave. First inversion. Now you lift again this second key, which is E, place it on the higher side, E. This is called second inversion. This is the same C major chord, but playing it on the other side. So it's called second inversion. Now you lift this and put it on this side, you get back root position, which is C, E, G. Now the same logic applies for every other chord. I can take for example D major, D, F sharp, A. Move first finger, you keep the other two fingers like that only. Play D on the other scale. First inversion. Take out second finger, keep the other two constant. Second inversion. Take out third finger, play again D, F sharp and A. Sorry, G, D, F sharp and G. You get the root position again. So D, F sharp, A. Okay. C, D, F sharp, A. D major. So this works. This is the same principle that you follow for playing inversions. And an interesting note is that for most bhajans or almost all bhajans, a pancham shruti will always have a root position chord, which means you hold one pancham. Now you want to hold the chord, which will always be C. Let's take for example one pancham, which is C. So it will be major or minor. But the same thing if you're holding one madhyam, which is this, and you want to hold a chord, it will either be this or this. Now all this might become clear once I show you with examples, but just keep this in memory. Now holding one madhyam, I leave one key and hold either this. Now this becomes actually the F major chord, which would mean one madhyam is actually an inversion of the F major chord. This F major root position, I am taking out this key, which is C. F, A, C is F major, taking out this key and placing here. So this is actually F major. Now all madhyam shrutis are inversion of chords, always. If you take even two madhyam, if you are going to play major, this is major because it sounds little happy. If you don't know exactly how to figure it out, you leave one key, play this white key, and play exact one key less, which is half note. I told you if you play half note less or half note more, you will get the chord. Now you can't play this. When you put it, you can make out it doesn't sound correct. So when you play this and play half note less, this is minor, major. But this is not actually D chord. This is D, G and B. So if you take out this and place it here, this is actually G major chord in 2 madhyam shruti. if you find it a little confusing, just rewind the video. When you play Madhyam and hold a chord, it is always an inversion of another chord. To find that inversion, lift one finger. Usually that 2 Madhyam means 2. You lift that 2, put it on the other side, you can find out what the root position of that chord is. So always Madhyam Shrutis are inversions of chords and Pancham Shrutis are root positions of chord. D major or D minor, whichever it may be. Now keep this in mind. In my next lesson, this will help a lot when I teach you about chords of Yaman Raga. I will give you an introduction of that raga in the next lesson.